Alright, we're back with another video. I thought I would take a break from the more scripted videos and make a short, more fun video containing an unboxing of the French director slash master auteur Claude Chabrol. And there's this release from Arrow Video, which I have here, called Twisting the Knife. It contains 4 of his feature films, although we know his work is rather great. I think it's more than 50 movies, and in fact it's also just the part 1 of a 2-part series from Arrow Video. This is called Twisting the Knife, and the other box set I believe is called Lies and Deceit. But I picked up just this one because I've seen all the movies here and can attest to their quality. I think with Chabrol you have to be a little bit careful, as there is some variance in his work, so to speak. I don't think that this is due to the fact that he made an abundance of films, as we see from the other new French wave directors such as Eric Romer. He certainly made tons of movies, and it's easier to sort of blind shop his movies and just pick them at random and start watching more than Chabrol. Perhaps because Romer often chooses a sort of simple setting and works his characters around that, while Chabrol is more keen to exploration, and there's also this veneer of mainstreamness that you find in Chabrol's work that you don't really find in the other new wave proponents from that era. But I'm not saying this as a sort of disdain or a negative remark. I think, in fact, that some of Chabrol's work, they survived with him for longer in terms of popularity while he was living, and even his later films generated some audience attention, perhaps more so than some of the other new wave directors. And there's also an admittance from the director himself in terms of the quality assigned to his work. I believe he called his movie The Twist from 1976 one of the worst movies ever made, so he's certainly aware of his capabilities to generate both great films as well as those lacking somewhat in quality. But let's get to the unboxing. I'll just open this up here. Let's see if we can get it open. It's a nice sturdy cardboard, I guess, case for the movies themselves. And we have this card here. Let's see, I'm gonna remove that. There's a nice, I think, a booklet as well in this. Yeah. And I believe all the movies themselves are within a 4K restoration, so they look as good as they've ever looked. Also, I don't think I've seen all of these in Blu-ray format even before. I know Nightcap was released, I think, by Cohen Media in Blu-ray format, but I'm not sure about the others. So in any case, it's nice to have them all in Blu-ray format, certainly in this edition. Yeah, let's see, I'm just reading from the back here. It says there's an 80-page collector's booklet containing writing, yeah, from different authors. And yes, there's a 4K restoration as well. I'm correct about that. So, if you can briefly look at this booklet here, let's see. Well, there's some photographs from the films themselves, and oh yeah, the full cast. Just can browse through a bit. You see, I don't know how the angle is here, but also you might want to freeze frame the back here, so you can take a look at all the extras of the limited collection. Oh yeah, and there's some nice packaging as well of these sort of cardboard packaging with some original art here. Look here. The Flower of Evil and Nightcap. I mentioned I watched all of these movies, and I strongly recommend them. I won't go into detail about them here, though, but certainly Chabrol is someone to look out for in French cinema. Actually, my favorite of Chabrol is I believe it's a movie from the late 60s, 69, called Que la bête meure, or in English, This Man Must Die. And it has one of the most evocative, memorable opening shots for this grief-stricken father essentially watches as his child gets run over by a car, and there's this incredibly mesmerizing, full of despair score by Brahms, is one of his four serious songs, which even for Brahms, I think he was hesitant about releasing, as it was so melancholic and tragic in many ways. Although actually the fourth song is more hopeful, but taken as a set, it's certainly very mournful, and there's also an accompaniment of very dark timbre that you hear, coupled with the opening shots of this movie, which is really exquisite in my opinion. So I would highly recommend checking that out as an addition for Chabrol films, as well as that of La Cérémonie as well, with Isabelle Huppert as well in this. She also stars in The Swindle in this, which is a sort of more light-hearted work from Chabrol's oeuvre. And yeah, it just shows you the different ranges he's capable of taking in his assortment of movies as a director. I would say that there's often a sort of intensification of interest due to the fact that he doesn't really judge his characters in his movies. If I would try to summarize a lot of the characteristics of his movies, this results for us moviegoers as we are brought along more for the ride and just observing his characters, which is often very enticing in itself, and coupled with a lot of interesting dialogue and themes, especially this one in Nightcap. Essentially, he's asking the question of the hereditary aspect of evil, or if it's socially acquired, basically. So it's a sort of a biological, sociological dilemma that gets narrated through the structure of the plot of the film, which I also highly enjoy. So yeah, I think that is that for the short remarks and the unboxing. Or by the way, I also picked up yeah, these two movies as well from Masters of Cinema as a sort of short bonus. This is a documentary called Hitler's Hollywood. As we know, Hitler was obsessed with movies, as well as Stalin, which I hope they touch upon. I mean, Stalin was way more red than Hitler. He was known as quite lazy, but they were both, in anyways, obsessed with that of cinema and cinema making. So it would be interesting to watch that documentary, as well as I also picked up Ace in the Hole from Billy Wilder. If you can see the cover there. And it's a Billy Wilder movie I haven't watched really. I know it's a famous one, so I should get around to it, but I haven't watched it, so it'll be fun to see. But anyways, that's that for this short unboxing. I hope you found it somewhat fruitful, and you can leave comments if you would like as well. I'm interested in hearing what your favorite Chabrol movie is.